Welcome, this is Carrie Schell from On Point Quilter. This is week 4, our final week of the April Showers Mystery, and I hope you are learning a lot as you can see some of the things that you can do within Electric Quilt 8. Okay, we're going to open Electric Quilt. I'm going to select Open an Existing Project. I'm going to find the April Showers project and select OK. Now on the Quilts tab, I'm going to scroll over to the quilt that we worked on during the last session. That would be this one here, and I am going to select Edit. And I am ready now to add a final set of borders. So I'm going to go to the Borders tab, and I am going to do an add, and I'm going to change the border type to corner blocks. And I'm going to make sure the lock size adjustment is set to all, and I'm going to type in 3.5, and I'm going to click on the slider bar next to it, and that's going to change all 4 sides so they will be exactly the same size. Now I do need to create some blocks for this border. So I'm going to go to the block work table, and I'm going to do a new block, pieced, easy draw block. And for this one, I'm going to set the width and the height to 3.5 inches. And I'm going to set the snaps to 7. Now the reason I'm doing that is that's going to allow me to basically do a snap every 1/2 inch. And so for my graph paper, I'm going to go ahead and change that to 7 as well, just so we can very clearly see where those snaps are at. Now for snapping options, I'm going to do just snap to grid. Now for this border, I want to just create a 1-inch border and a 2.5 inch finished border. So I'm just going to take my line tool, draw a line at the 1 inch, and I can go to the color tab, and I can go ahead and color this. And once that's colored, I can add that to the project sketchbook. Now for the next one, I'm going to do a new block, pieced, easy draw block. And I want to create the corner beam, which means I need to find the midpoint. Now that's going to be hard to do with a 7x7 grid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change my snaps to 4 and my graph paper to 4. Now I could change my width and height to 4, but I don't really need to do that because I've got the graph paper that's going to help me in terms of understanding where to draw the lines. And my snaps are set to equal that graph paper, so everything should click into place. So I'm going to use my line tool, and I'm going to take that second graph paper line and draw to the corner, and then take that middle line from the bottom and drag that to the same corner. I can now go ahead and color this. And once I've done that, I can add that to the project sketchbook. Now I'm going to click back over to my quilt work table, and I'm going to go to the Design tab, and I'm going to make sure I'm on Set Block, and I'm going to scroll over to the end, which are the last 2 that I just drew. So for this last one, I'm going to use the Control key, Command if you're on a Mac, and click on one of the corners. And I'm going to then use the Rotate, and I'm going to rotate so that those corner beam units are all going into the center of the quilt. Now I'm going to use the Set Block, and I'm going to take that one with both a skinny and a wide border, and again with the Control or Command key, and now I'm going to click on one of the big empty border spaces. Now again, one of these is rotated correctly, right? That one. But if I use the Rotate, I can go ahead and rotate the other 3 so that the red border is on the inside. Maybe I'll just add one other thing. If you do want to add your binding, I'm going to go back to the border. I'm going to do an add, lock size adjustments all, I'm going to bring that down to 0.375. Maybe I'll make that a mitered since it's a binding. If for some reason you can't go down to 0.375, if you click on the settings under your work table options and you click on your snap settings, just change your nudge tools to be 1/8 inch and click on OK, and you'll be able to do that. So back to the design tab and the fabric tools, and I can go ahead and color that binding. And I am ready to add to the project sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed this electric quilt tutorial. If you are ready to take your EQ skills to the next level, consider my Shoot for the Stars class, or if you're beyond beginning, consider my Techno Quilters series. You can learn more about these offerings at www.onpointquilter.com.